Hey guys, this is Shane Guns with 365 Radio Network, and I'm on the phone today with Red Devil Lies. What is up, guys?
What's up?
All right, guys. So you guys hail from Little Rock, Arkansas, correct?
Little Rock, Arkansas, man. Absolutely. Yes, sir.
Okay.
On that.
All right, awesome. So let's go around and introduce everybody in the band. Tell me what you do in the band.
My name's Chase, man. I'm a mic slinger. My name's Richard. I play lead guitar. Brandon Brad's on the rhythm guitar. I'm a guitar on the bass. Play Chase on drum. Percussion man.
All right. So, Chase, I'm going to start off with you, and we're going to talk about some of your influences as a vocalist.
Okay. Man, dude. I hate to quote James Hetfield from the Clip 'em Home video, man. We're just talking all kinds of stuff. Well, I mean, you know, when it all dates back, man, I'm an 84 child, born in 1982. My brother was a gigantic Metallica, Megadeth, Anthrax, and Slayer fan, with Testament in there, and you know, Overkill, and Creator. A lot of the early thrash metal roots is where I grow from. So, man, you know, when it comes to influences, man, I've got to go ahead and just lay out that whole thrash table down and break it, because that's what's driven me, man, since I've been probably 10, 11 years old. Standing in the damn mirror, you know, watching people like Chuck Billy on the vocals and James Hetfield with his, and look, man, I really am influenced by James, even though he's a guitar vocalist, dude.
Right.
Man, James and Phil Anselmo from Pantera. I was going to say that later, but
Right.
awesome. Never late to mention Pantera, man. But yeah, Phil Anselmo, man, and James are my main guys, dude. But then, you know, there's Corey Taylor, the gigantic fan of him, man. You know, we're not huge new metal fans, but I really do love Corey Taylor. But when it all boils down, if you were to just kind of put me in a box and say this is Chase, man, I'm going to go Hetfield and Selmo.
Awesome.
It's so hard. Those are my two favorites, by the way.
Right. Awesome. Very cool.
We'll leave it at that, man. I'll be talking today.
All right. Cool, man. Awesome. All right, Brandon, brother, man, what is your influences as a rhythm guitarist?
Man, I'm simple as it gets, man. I grew up on the Skinners. My favorite stuff today, so I feel like Corrosion of Conformity, Black Sabbath, man, is what got me to even pick up a guitar. Pantera, you know, I like the old stuff pretty much, man. But today, man, my favorite shit today. Yeah, I say Mastodon. That's good stuff, man.
Yeah, Mastodon's good stuff. Good stuff.
You hear like the noise in the background. It's a freaking train going by. Freight train road.
That's okay. We'll kind of go short here, and there he goes. I think it's going on by.
Yeah, it's gone.
All right, Richard. As the lead guitarist, what are some of your influences?
Man, my influences are, man, all the 80s hair band sound. I'm guilty of that stuff. I love it, guitar-wise.
Right.
Then I got into like the, you know, Metallica and Pantera, and really no new stuff for me. Really as much as 80s and Pantera and Metallica.
Right.
I'm pretty simple.
Right.
Yeah, I did forget to mention Down.
Yeah, Down.
Yeah.
And again, it's really wild stuff like that Down.
All right.
Going modern, I forgot to say vocally, man, Matt Heafy contributed.
Yeah, those dudes are all that.
And LeJean Witherspoon from Seven Dust,
yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, he's awesome. I really like him.
Yeah, he really is. They're very underrated musicians. Put on a great show.
Yeah. However.
Tesla. You know, Tesla's yeah, man. They're underrated. Boy, they're playing on guitar, man. I don't care.
All right, so let's go over there to Tommy. And he's a bass player.
Hey,
Tommy, what are your influences?
I'm younger than everybody else.
Yeah.
No, I'm the old guy. So, man, you go back to Guns N' Roses, Metallica, Megadeth, Skid Row, all the 80s, the Meteor bands back then. To chase, I'm gonna be my old man here. Stone Temple Pilots.
Right. Oh, awesome! Yeah.
I was a guitar player up the last probably 8 years. I burned out on guitar, but man, there's so many back in the day. But Guns N' Roses, I didn't pick up a guitar until Guns N' Roses come out, so you can see how old I am then.
Right, exactly.
Now,
Nothing wrong.
I really like Soul, Chicago-based band Soul.
Yeah.
Ryan Cohn. That's a big influence on me. Now, and I like a lot of stuff now.
Right.
A lot of stuff. I try to keep up to date. So what's playing on the radio now? I listen to.
Yep. Awesome.
Yeah, he's our radio influence.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Radio influence in our stuff. It's this big man right here.
There you go.
Here's like modern stuff. I like the modern underground.
Right.
Different Blake Chambers.
Yeah. So Blake, as the bottom end, I guess you could say, of the band, the beat keeper. Without you, there wouldn't be no band. What are your influences?
Hey, man. Very much vouch for.
So what are your influences as a drummer there, Blake?
I got a pretty simple answer here for you. Morgan Rhodes from Seven Dust is probably the reason why I ever started playing drums, and he's by far the biggest influence in my 21 years of life.
Narrow it down, Bubba. 21.
I just don't know what to tell you that.
Right.
Matt and Jimmy the Red Sullivan.
Oh my God!
Passed
Yeah.
away a little while ago. He was probably one of my favorite.
Right. Awesome. Okay, guys. Well, I first heard about you about Red Devil Lies. I want to say it was the early part of 2014, maybe the latter part of 2013, and a buddy of mine sent me a song or sent me a video, and he's like, "You got to watch this," and I watched it, and I was like, "Holy crap! I can't."
What song was that?
I can't remember off the top of my head because it's not what's on your.
Yeah, we've slept a lot since.
Yeah. No, it was pre-recorded, but it's not what's on your Reverb Nation right
Was
now.
it Torture Chamber?
No, it wasn't Torture Chamber. I heard that later.
It was probably Freight Train Suicide or Lay Down and Die.
I think it was Lay Down and Die. I think you're correct.
Lay Down and Die. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. We've almost tried to take that video off YouTube, man, but we're not going to do it because it just kind of sums up with the first series of things and the way things happen. I don't know, man. But it's good stuff, though, man. You're totally right. That video right there, you watch it, you're thinking, oh, who are these guys?
Right. He said, well, and that's what I said to myself. I was like, I mean, I've heard a lot of stuff like this, but then there's Chase's vocals, and then there's the lead guitar, and then the bottom end. It's just like there's this tight chemistry, and and I couldn't get away from it, and I've been a loyal fan ever since.
We appreciate that. We appreciate the hell out of it, dude.
You're quite welcome. So let's talk about that song "Lay Down and Die." I want to touch on that.
Okay.
Tell me about how that song came to be and kind of the writing process for that.
Okay, well, the song came to be me and Lefty Ray Williams, which was a guitar player that was an original guitar player in this band, sat down, and it was our third song, and we wrote lyrics about people that have to deal with the hard side of the world and then life in prison. And it sucks, man, because sometimes people get convicted for shit that they don't belong in jail for, and the biggest thing about that song is like I say at the very beginning of that video, fucking sometimes we get sentenced to life in prison, and I dropped the F-bomb. In that situation, all you got to do is lay down and die, because that's all you can do is lay down and die. You're in shackles and chains, man. You're surrounded with people working on the railroad, people that are convicted of things that they had no business even being convicted of. You get people that sell pot right next to people that rape folks. That's some bull crap. And the thing about it is, there are negative demonic spirits floating about, and they tempt you in these situations, and you're stuck in prison behind bars. And the negative demonic spirits are the only thing that surrounds you. And there's a lot of people I could argue with to this day that try to tell me that spirits are not real and all that crap. They're very real. And that's basically what wraps that song up right there, man. It's based on getting convicted of something that you are not responsible for and going to prison and having to live your life with people that are basically maniacs when you're just trying to be a good guy.
Right. Exactly. That's pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome. So when you
Hey,
guys,
let me tell you another thing about that song real quick.
okay,
There is an intro that ended up getting cut later on, but the intro is a bunch of people that were in prison working on the Chain Gang. And then it started out, oh, you got to lay down and die someday.
right,
And we kind of just were like, whoa. So that helped us write that song.
awesome.
Put a cherry on top of the cake.
That's pretty cool. So when you guys have an idea of a song in your head, either whether it be the bass player, the drummer, or the guitarist, or even the vocalist, what happens?
Man. Oh man, the chemistry, man. We've got a chemistry, man. Everybody does their part. We usually somebody will come in with a riff, Richard will come in with a riff, Brandon will capitalize on it. Usually Blake's right in there at first. I'm usually like I'm right before Chase. Chase puts the magic to it in the end. Right before Chase, we'll sit down and we'll do our final edit on it and what it needs, what needs going.
Everybody else's opinion too.
Man, it's a chemistry that's unbelievable.
That's pretty accurate description, actually.
And we don't have no kind of we don't have no managers or nothing. We're all self. We do
Right.
our own stuff.
Right, exactly.
We pay for our own studio times and stuff like that. It's hard work.
Sometimes it's a slow go, but kind of like if you read our biography, man. That slow go is a process. We don't want to put out crap.
Right.
For lack of a different word.
We're our own worst critic.
Yeah, we are. So sometimes the music will be done, and in the studio, we'll have to go back a few times just to capitalize on a few quirks and things that we notice that we want to change, and we won't put it out until we feel like we're satisfied. So.
Right, exactly.
And then we're broke.
and we're broke, so it's kind of meant to be, man. We're kind of, I wouldn't say we're slow riders, but we're to the point, and we take our time, but we do a good job. We put our heart and soul into it, so we're not putting out the third every time.
Right.
We all have lives too.
And we all have lives, man. Every one of us have a family except for Blake, and he's got a young lady himself in his life now, and then we're all busy. I got 5 kids, man. Brendan got 4, and I won't say anything else, but there may be 4. And Tommy's got a slew of them. Owns his own farm, man. He's got a kid. He's as busy as all. We're all busy. We're all busy.
Right, right.
We meet twice a week through fire and brimstone just to get here and get work. No pun intended.
Right, exactly. So I know that you guys have played. You've played here in Dallas a few times. Most recently was for Chrissy and Tomcat for Chrissy's benefit. How did that show go?
Oh man, that was awesome.
It absolutely was.
The sound was amazing, man.
I can say I can vouch for the sound. The sound was some of the best sound that I've ever vocally had to work with.
Plug Sound Man at Reno Chop Shop. That dude's bad.
Yeah, absolutely. And there were a lot of people there. And I had countless amount of people come up to me, and it really just I'm not going to say swell my head because I'm a modest type of guy. I really am. Excuse my language. To hell with what anybody says. I get my rocks off by pouring my heart and soul into something and then getting that return feedback. And man, so many. That's the only reason we do it, Tommy. Look, and we got up there and we did our thing, man. We got down, and I had more than I can count my fingers. People walk up to me and Richard and then Blake and Tommy and Brandon, all of us, to tell us, look, man. I had one guy specifically say, look, that don't happen. Where are y'all from? I said, what don't happen? Why does it matter where we're from? He said, because you sound like you're Southern. I said, yes, sir, we are. We're from Arkansas. He said, but how did you pull this crowd? I said, well, that's not our crowd. I said, this is a preset show. It's for Christmas.
Right.
We had some trouble, and we're raising money so that she can get back on her feet. And he said, but look, man, you guys came in here and you played to a crowd that did not disrespect you. They've never seen you, never heard of you, and they pumped their fists and they listened and they the whole build and it was amazing. But every band did.
That Kill for Mother, Silo.
Yeah, Kill for Mother, Silo, man. Creeper.
Right.
They all rock, man. Silo, yes. Man, I love those guys. They're kind of our neighbors. They're in Texarkana, we're in Little Rock.
I wasn't familiar with that opening band, but whoever they were good.
Yeah, man. Everybody rocked it. Everybody, what was it? Curse of Creation. I
Yeah,
wanna
Curse
say,
of Creation. Yeah.
If I got that wrong, we're sorry, but we really dug it.
Kill for Mother.
Kill for Mother.
That was like.
But what boosted my self-esteem, and I'm just going to lay it right out on the table, is the people that came up to us and gave us real, decent, not tainted, true emotion. And they said, look, they were like, we had no clue that you guys were going to be able to put on that amount of show. And I was like, well, the rest of the bands are great too. And they're like, yes, they deserve just as much props as you. But we're just telling you that you are an out-of-town band, and you came in here and you guys had the crowd in the palm of your hand, and bands that are unknown normally don't do that.
Right.
They said, how did you do that? And I said, well, we had a couple of good opening acts to kind of set the bar, and we went up there and did our best to follow the amazing tradition that we've seen laid upon us. So,
Right.
That
Right.
sound man, dude. I don't know his name. That little sound man. He's a little guy.
Man, I feel terrible because he told me his name twice, and I cannot remember it.
It was great.
Yeah, he really had a style.
He asked you yes or no. You said a little bit. He gave you a little bit. Well, move down the line.
You told him you wanted an inch, he gave you a mile.
Right. Cool. Awesome. Very cool. Well, I know personally, I have seen you guys twice live. I saw you in Texarkana over at the Silver Dollar,
Yes, sir.
and then you guys also played a show for me called Diablo Fest.
Yep, I remember that too. Shreveport.
Right down in Shreveport.
Yeah, chickens for 2 weeks there.
We had chiggers for 2 weeks, man. They're the best chiggers I ever had. Man, I'll tell you what, that was a cool show. That was a really cool show.
Right.
That was yeah, man. That was one of a kind experience.
Right. Well, when I went to Texarkana, I was actually there to interview Silo, and you guys took the stage, and I mean, I was right there up front, and Chase, you shoved the microphone in my face and had me to sing, and I did. And that was freaking awesome. I really dug that. But beside all that,
you must have done something. You must have done something because I usually pick out generally the most charismatic.
Right. Well,
must have been pumping your ones pretty high.
Well, I think I was, because I was pumping my fist pretty high, and then we were the chorus line was fight, and you just yeah,
that's nails to be driven. Yeah.
And so you shoved the microphone in my face, and we sung together, and I was just like, oh man, this is just too cool.
You remember that? That's cool. See?
Yeah, that's cool. So now you got, I know you guys have.
I should remember that. So that's saying something. If I remember it, it was a moment in history. No, that's different. No, he's talking about something different.
Right, because it was in February of 2014. I believe you guys were there in Shreveport or Texarkana.
Yeah,
that's the first time we played there at that place.
Well, then that was that night. It was the second time he proposed. Yeah, we're talking about something totally different.
I hate kids. I hate that much stuff.
Yeah, it is. That was a really cool venue, $200.
Yeah,
I like it a lot. I mean, the people there were awesome. You always got paid well, and there was always a crowd. How could you beat that?
Right, exactly. Well, it's kind of sad that they did close down, but I think there's some other venues now that Silo's been playing around in, and so
Roadmap,
Shooters, Roadmap.
Yep. So
we're actually scheduled to play Shooters March 19th, but man, I'm gonna confess we double booked. We're gonna be in Memphis, and we're gonna be in Memphis and Texarkana the same night. They're gonna play an instrumental in Texarkana, and I'm going to Memphis, and I'm gonna sing with Black Oak, Arkansas.
There you go. So, okay, so you guys.
No, they probably wouldn't want me.
All right, so you guys have some music out now on Reverb Nation. You have Torture Chambers out there. You have Premonition, The Devil's Bride, Through Fire and Brimstone, and then A Dark Side of the Spoon. Is there anything else that you guys have in the works, or that you don't have listed?
Oh, absolutely! Man, hell yeah, there is. We've got. All right, let's just go ahead and break the mold. We're working on a 7-song EP right now, man, and we've got like 6 pretty much down. And what Brendan mentioned earlier is our financial situation is probably not the best that it could be. So, I mean, that has a lot to do with why we take a little bit in between albums, but you know, and I think everybody will agree it works the best that way because you get to kind of put your heart and soul into it. And Shane, look, man, I'll be driving down the road and I'll be thankful to the Lord Christ Jesus that I got this time and that I am as broke as I am, because as musicians we dream, and when you dream, you are kind of in a different sense of reality. So
Right.
I drive around and deal with these people's crap all day long, fixing their refrigerators and dishwashers and crap, listening to them yell at me because I didn't get my part quick enough. When in reality, I'm very thankful that I get to take that crap, because in between those calls, sometimes I drive 45 minutes to an hour, and I don't do anything but I listen to the music that we have recently created. So I take that into consideration, and I try to add a little bit at a time. Every single time I hear it, I add something different. So that being said, if we don't go to the studio until months at a time, so we go in at January 29th, and then we don't go back in until freaking March 13th. I've come up with a lot of material vocally in my head to fill some of these voids that I always thought there were voids in these blank spots between songs. I'm going to tell you, Shane, look, my brother from another mother, this life right here that I'm living, there is so much more detail to it than what meets the normal average eye.
Right.
I believe this band got together for a reason. I believe the beginning phase that we went through was totally appropriate to set the stage for what we're doing now. And we're nobody. We're nothing. I'm not sitting there talking high about us. I don't think look, man, when you freaking compare us to the Led Zeppelin, the freaking Black Sabbaths, and the Deep Purples and the Panteras, man, we're not that. But we're trying, and we're doing all we can. And I thank God every day that I have the amount of time what I do, and these guys are with me. Because I would never ever want another different group of guys than what surrounds me right now. This is magic, brother.
Right.
This is magic.
Right.
Look at we got to drop the name of the album.
Right.
Yeah, then we'll drop the name of that. And let Mr. Jones here.
Okay, so well, I do appreciate the insight, because that's kind of cool, you know.
Long story short.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's kind of cool to hear stuff like that, you know, because not everybody, you know, takes the time to you know, tell me kind of their insight, and that's pretty cool.
Right on.
So yeah, I really dig that. So you say you have some stuff in the works.
Actually,
This sounds good. A little different stuff. We're going a little different direction.
Okay.
We're staying southern, but we're getting softer, but we're getting harder at the same time. It's crazy.
I was gonna ask you, is there gonna be anything a little bit heavier on this next EP?
Yeah, there is going to be. Well, there's going to be one song that's heavier than anything we've ever done. But then there's going to be a song there, acoustically driven, that is going to be softer than it. So you're going to get a freaking variety, man.
Awesome. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
We're going, man. We're going to. It's like we're going to visit Cannibal Corpse, and then on the way home we're gonna hang out with Simon and Garfunkel. You know.
That's cool. You know, because you know, I think the modern metal crowd, they're going towards acoustic stuff. So you know, you might be right on the money there.
Hell yeah.
Who's doing what?
And you know what's crazy is it's not even like premeditated. It's just whatever comes to whatever happens. That's what I love about this band. We're totally just like, we are not structured, man. Whatever.
Be afraid to try.
It's definitely bad to be afraid, man. To try.
Want to try different stuff. We're doing a cover.
Absolutely.
Cover on there.
Yeah, we're putting a cover on there. We never told anybody we're going to do a cover. Well, actually, we're doing.
Well, they're gonna know now.
We're gonna do a song that we've done before acoustically, but we're gonna cover a song, man, that was written in the '80s, that is gonna bring all you crazy mother truckers back full circle to what was happening in that decade. But what we want to do is we want to just bolt out our manhood and sprinkle it all over that crap, man, just so that it grows a chia head of metal for you to set and strum with your fingers.
Well,
You know
if it's anything like what you've already get out there, I know that it will be very well received, because I've introduced you guys.
That means everything, dude. That you saying that right there means everything.
Right. Well, you got it, man. Because I'm probably your number one fan here in Texas. Probably there might be somebody else, but you know. But
hey, we love hearing that, man, because we love the great state of Texas. Let me tell you, we would never knock our home state.
We're talking relocation.
Ever, but I'm talking about going there and getting a job working on refrigerators and stuff like that, and such, just so I can get there. That's where I want to be.
right.
I'm telling you right now, dude, I've never ever experienced a musically dedicated scene like I freaking experienced the last go round that we had there, man. I've been to Florida. I've been around.
Right.
And Dallas still has the same spark they had when Pantera said "Stick to the man" back in the freaking 94 for sure, but early 90s, and they were doing it in the 80s. But look,
Right.
man, we want in on some of that. I tell you that right now.
Right.
We love you Texans.
Another thing, Roma, that the rail, that place is back.
Yeah.
We bounced over to the rail from Tomcat.
Yes, we want to bust out a few names, man. Roma is Roma. We love Volume Dealer, the Forage Complex. Houston. There's Volume Dealer, man. Generator. Let's see. There's Black Star Republic. Black Southern Rain, formerly Hell Goat. Yeah,
Yep.
man.
Little
There's Apoca. Out of Houston.
Little Green Fin is a great band too.
Little Green. Yeah, I dig Little Green. Yeah.
Eric
Knudsen. We had the pleasure of eating dinner.
Awesome.
Randy Bell and Willie Sides.
Mr. Randy Bell and Mr. Willie Sides.
Make sure you include their names on this interview.
Please do that.
Willie Sides.
Ham sandwiches, sleeping bags, and all
They took us in.
and Charvel gets first, man.
Right. So.
Hey, man, Willie and Randy are like, well, Richard, first of all, our lead guitar player. It's crazy how this stuff happened, man. He met Randy Bell at a freaking convention center one day in like Dallas. This was like 7 years ago, something like that. I don't always have my numbers right, but he met this guy and they hit it off. And I believe everything happened for a damn reason. He wouldn't have hit it off with such a great guy. And if it wasn't to mean something later, and I'm gonna tell you, these are some of the best people I've ever met in my life. And I've met a lot of people, and I've got some crappy family. I've known these people for like not but like a year, and I consider them family more than some of my own blood relatives. That's true.
Well, I mean, I give all you guys.
You too, mother trucker.
Oh man, we gotta give a shout out to Heavy Robs, man. We was down at Tomcat for this show for him, man.
The next night, Saturday night, we did Tomcat, Heavy Robs benefit.
All the Herd, we played with them. They come on after us, I do believe.
Yep.
I've seen them dudes play with one time before.
We played our set, and we bounced back and forth from the Rail Club watching Chroma CD released, and then back over to Tomcat.
Right.
We tried to do our part in supporting the scene.
Right.
A couple things we go to Texas.
And we tried to have a little fun. We had to try to freaking hard.
We got shows and we're fans of people down there, man.
Right. Exactly. Well,
Shantara's another. She's a bad chick.
Yeah.
Joy's awesome, man. We met some really, really cool people that took pictures of like Pantera back in the day, and I don't think they understand how appreciative that we were. Just the fact that they were talking to us.
Right.
Look, we're just little old Arkansas hillbillies. We ain't never been no part of this kind of experience. So the fact that they were, acknowledging us the way they were and treating us with the kind of hospitality that they did, that goes so far with me. I don't have to know you 2 or 3 days, man. I can read people really well.
Right.
And I never sensed a negative emotion or any threatening. None of that, man. These people are the real deal, man. And people need to take notes, man. People need to take notes. Like I said earlier, I would never hate on the place that come from Little Rock, Arkansas, for Florida Great.
Right.
But they showed us a whole new way to support music down there, man.
Yeah, the Dallas metal scene and the Dallas metal family, they're pretty not tight knit. you know, and they've got a lot, you know, that they do for the bands here in town, and it's just awesome. You go down to Deep Ellum on any given Friday or Saturday night, and it's like you're walking into your family's home. It's just
we're just glad to get down there and be a part of all that, man. We're just glad to. People, they accept us down there, man, and we appreciate every bit of the text.
Made a lot of good friends down there.
All right. Well, like I said, you know, I've been throwing you guys' name around here for a while, and now that
Hey, man, kudos to you, brother, because we know that you get around, and don't think for a minute we don't appreciate that shit, man.
Well, you're quite welcome. Don't thank me though, man, because I'm just doing what I like doing, and you know, I mean, if it helps you guys.
Yeah, but we feel the same way. When people always thank us, man, we're always like, well, you know, this is our passion, so thank you for liking what I do.
Right. Exactly.
You'll never lose us, man. We'll always be there, man. You're in the metal. You're the metal guy, dude. Do what you do, and we appreciate it. But, man, there's not, as far as I'm concerned, there's not a higher figure of authority than the one that pays attention to what we're doing right now. And that's for any metal band trying to struggling to get where they're going. So,
right.
Man, you got to know, man, you hold a very prestigious title in our minds, man.
Well, I really appreciate that. So, you know, I try to spin you guys a lot on my show, and that way, you know, you do get the exposure because our network is growing. As a matter of fact,
it really is growing, dude.
Yeah, it really is. As a matter of fact, we're gonna open up an FM station. So that being said, you know, there's a lot more opportunity.
That's the way it's going. You're going on FM, dude. That's top of the line.
All right.
Hey, we'll come in here and play a song for you, man, on the acoustic.
There you go.
Or an album, or plug in, whatever. What do you want? What do you want?
Well, that would be pretty awesome. So, where can we find you guys' music online?
Reverb Nation, iTunes, CD Baby. You can get us on we can always Google Play. We can always get your address and send you a hard copy. When we have them in stock. Because we understand a lot of our fans are old school, man. I'd say 50% of them are old school, and they like their hard copies, man.
Yes, I want a hard copy. Yes.
Well, you're gonna get one. When we get the album drop, we'll get you a merch pack. That's right. How about that?
Awesome.
When we get our album drop, we're gonna make sure that we set back the proper amount of money. We're gonna get the whole 9 yards, you know, backdrops and merch and hats and shirts and stickers. You get the first pack of 10 off. And you get it for free, my brother.
Okay. Well, I really appreciate that.
You won't get a pic from me.
So your music's out there online. Do you guys have a website?
Yeah, man, if it's up and going, we did, man.
We actually do have a website, and we set it up about 2 years ago, and basically, if you go there, you're going to see a picture of me pointing at a sign that says push. And when you push the button, it's going to take you to 5 songs. Those 5 songs are going to be Torture Chamber, The Devil's Bride, Premonition, Dark Side of the Spoon. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, I missed one, but whatever. If it's still even there. Okay,
cool.
Yeah, man. Look up anybody's on Facebook. If you want to get more stuff right off the bat, go straight to Facebook. There's going to be some live videos, and you'll see links to the Reverb Nation page. And you got some videos. Don't listen to our studio stuff. Go to Reverb. If you want to check it out, if you like it, we want you to hear it for free, but we also encourage that if you like it, you got to buy a guitar. Please go to iTunes.
Right, exactly.
Right. Yeah, if we're good enough to put it out there for you to hear it, not expect it out.
Right.
Somebody to show kids download.
Hey, man, that's not us too, man. Every band's that way, man. I mean, they go places, drive 500 miles, and they play for free just to get stuff.
Lose money to do a show.
Yeah, man.
We're talking about Red Devil Live.
Right.
Drop in the jam room for about 6 hours.
We pay $400 a month rent.
Wow, awesome. So when
he said in-depth conversation, he wasn't lying.
That's right. Okay, so when the new EP drops, I would like to come back for a revisit on the interview. How's that?
Yeah. Do you want to set a date right now?
Well, let's see. Yeah, let's go ahead and set a date. You give me the date, and we will go forth with that from here.
Okay. What? He wants to follow up on here. So, what's today? The 19th. Okay, I tell you what, we got our studio date coming up on March the 13th. So why don't you call us March the 11th when we have practice?
Okay.
And we're going to be hyped. Yeah, Periscope, dude. That's another thing, man. Yeah, it's time. Really cool. Periscope, if you're not familiar with it out there, it's a live broadcast and stream of
We're gonna start putting
whatever the hell you want to do, basically. We want to be in a band and be in front of the video. So
Okay, cool.
check that out, man.
Awesome. Awesome. Very cool. All right, guys.
Bro, that's real. It is the way of the future, man. There's
Right,
going to be
it
a
is.
band that blows up on that. Dude, there's going to be a band that I'm going to shut up. I don't want to screw up things. And I think everybody knows what a fish at is.
Right.
But yeah, hit us up around that studio time. You'll get the
Yeah, March 11th would be the 2-day period before the studio date, which we practice. So we practice
Okay.
Friday, we practice Tuesday. If you could call us that Tuesday, which I don't know what day that would actually be, but the prayer Tuesday. But I would recommend probably that Friday. That way, we feel good on Friday. The work week's over. We're all a bunch of working class heroes trying to make it happen. On the top Friday
Right.
night, man, 2 days before the studio, man. I'm yeah, man. Get your
Okay,
boys,
that works for me, and we'll do that, and we'll talk about the new EP. We'll talk about the songs, that and all that stuff. And so that sounds
same crazy time, same crazy place.
There you go, same crazy back time. There you go. Sounds good.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right, guys. Well, we're going to wrap up this interview here. And again, guys, thank you very, very much for letting me do this
Thank
tonight.
you. Thank you, Senor.
And we look forward to what's coming out in March. And man, I'm excited.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. All right, we'll talk to you guys later, man. I appreciate it.
Signing off, brother.